All right. So last week we stopped at this particular slide. So what we'll do is we'll come back to this slide for the demo, but we'll go to the remaining slides, Justin. Uh, all right. So with 2021 S4HANA, we have a new app for converting the existing Fiori groups into pages. So till this app was given, right, you would have to, manually convert your groups into pages. If you had upgraded your S4HANA Fiori from, let's say, 1809 or 1909 to 2020 or 2021. So in that case, you to convert the groups into pages, you would have to do it manually, meaning you would have to think of the layout design for pages and spaces. With 2021, with this particular new app, SAP made it very easy for us to convert the groups into pages. So we will see a demo of how to do that, and it's a 2-3 steps process. Okay, it's not a very complicated one. It's very easy, and with this, upgrading your Fiori from the groups concept to the pages concept is extremely easy. The only thing you need to decide is your design aspect of your layout of the pages, and I'll give you an example when we do the demo. And with another feature that SAP has given with 2021 supports PackStack 01 feature PackStack is want to see which apps, which tiles are in which groups. I think this is also a very useful feature, and you have this feature in the content manager transaction, that FLPCM_cust transaction. Okay. So we are in 2021. Take a look. We'll take a look. So this is one new feature that SAP has introduced in FLPCM_cust, which is useful. And if you're going to migrate from the group concept to the pages concept, this again is useful. So you have that button here, show usage in groups. Earlier you only had show usage in roles, but that was only from a catalog standpoint. But here you have, so let's say if I go and search for a catalog, right? Say SP. And these are the 3 catalogs that we are going to use today for the demo. And if I pick up this, and let's say I pick up this tile, this app, right? And if I say show usage in groups, it is going to tell me the group in which this app is present. I mean, if it is there in multiple groups, it will show up all those groups, okay? So that's what it is, this particular feature. So I think this is a very useful one. All right, so coming to the features that came into 2022, we don't have any system to take a look, but we'll talk about few slides. One good feature that I think is a good one in 2022 is assigning a catalog from FLPCM_cust transaction to a role directly. So you don't have to come out of the transaction and go to PFCG to assign that catalog. Looks like, within FLPCM_cust itself, you can assign the catalog to a role, and provided that role happens to be a single role. Okay, so this is a nice little feature that SAP has now introduced. Similarly, like you had, show usage in roles, show usage in groups in 2021. In 2022, now you have something similar where you can see the usage of tiles apps in pages. Okay, and that includes target mapping also. Not only apps, target mapping also. And then in 2022, they have introduced some new parameters for integration of what you can see within a role in PFCG. Okay, what you can see within a role meaning information related to apps. What these are, I don't know because I haven't tried it or looked at it. So, but there are some new parameters that they have provided for PFCG integration. And this is transaction code now supports all app types, which is your app manager, which is your FLPCM, what is that? FLPAM. So if you go to /UI2/FLP, so in this transaction, when you want to create a technical catalog, what SAP is saying is it supports all app types. Okay. And the last slide we have, this one is basically, hey, did I send you guys this link last week? If not, I will send you this link today. Okay, so keep this link handy forever, because any change for every release for S/4HANA and Fury, whatever changes you get, it's all listed in this URL. Okay, so all these slides that I have taken, the screenshots that I have taken, is from this URL. And I only gave you few, okay? It's not everything of what I showed you. So this link has the entire list for all the versions starting from 1909. So if this FLPCM_cust transaction, right? When you go through this link, you will know that it was introduced in 1909. And then if you scroll down to go through the releases, you will see how that transaction has evolved. What are the features or functionalities that have become obsolete or deprecated. So you have all these pieces of information in these types of boxes. So if it is changed, existing functionality is changed, you will see changed. If it is completely new, you will say new. If it has been deprecated, it will say deprecated. Here in this case. Okay. All right. So let's go to the demo piece, right? So how do we convert the the groups that you have into pages? Okay. So what we are going to do is I'm going to take these 3 groups as an example. Okay. And I have this associated catalog. So the only thing this app does not do, keep in mind, is that it does not create a space. It just converts the groups into pages, but then you have to go and then associate that page to a space. Okay, so we'll go through the entire process of converting the groups into pages, and then we'll go and create a space and then take a look about through spaces and pages. Okay, we'll put that space in a row and take a look how it looks on the Launchpad. All right, so let us take this. I'm going to close this window. So as an admin, you first have to go to the Launchpad, okay? So if you have the admin role assigned to you, you'll have these apps showing up on the Launchpad, okay? I'm getting these tiles because these two groups are assigned to the user ID that I'm using. Okay, but as an admin, you will get these 6 apps. In 2021, they introduced this new app. In 2020, this whole concept of apps was introduced from 2020, I think, okay? Now, in 2020, they introduced these 2 apps for spaces and pages. In 2021, they have this now. So you click on this app, okay? Create page from groups. And then you search for the group that you want to convert. Okay, and before this, one of the prerequisites before you convert the group is to create a transport. So I'm going to create a transport. And the transport has to be a customizing request. And I'm going to say converting groups to pages. So keep in mind this 0630, okay? All right, let's go back to here. So you pick your, you have your list of groups. Search for the group that you want to convert into a page. Now, if I want to do it, one shot, I can, one shot in the sense, I want to list everything. I can pick and choose, input it all together if I want. And then say go. Okay, that is step number 1. Step number 1 is to search for your group and select it. And if you expand this arrow mark, you will see what that has got, what app or what tile that group has. Okay, so this one has only 1, this one has 3. Okay. Then you select the group and drag and drop into the page section. Okay. Once you drag and drop, select that radio button, and at the bottom you see there is a create page button, right, to convert that into. So this works a little weird, huh? So for example, the transport request button is not active, right? So we'll do this. So let's say I'm going to Right, okay, which one was this? Okay. I'm going to give the group and let's say I want to give a space, right? So this is a page. I'll say PG and I'll give some name, right? See, the weird thing is, right, it's not highlighted, right? Say cancel it. Now if you see, try again, now it comes up. Okay, so click on save. So you have to assign like a group ID or a catalog when you use the Launchpad Designer. You have to assign it to a transport. All right. So let's say if I do this again. So you drag and drop, select the group on the under the pages section. Click on create page and then give a page ID. Let's do the third one also. Okay. Now once this is done, right? So you have converted your groups into pages. Now if I go back and look at my pages section, so I have all my 3 pages created, but if you see it's not assigned to any space. Okay. So what I do now, I'll go to my spaces section. And if I want to create a new space, I will create a new space. Okay. So I'll create a new space so that we can kind of revise how to create spaces. So I will say space give a description and then here itself you want to create a new page and directly associate it with the space, you can check this box. We are not going to do that now, but you could create a page at the time of creating a space. Okay, so put it in a transport. And click on create. And now what you see here is an option to associate the pages to the space. But before you do this, you also have to put this in assign this to a role. So I'm going to assign this to a role. I'm going to put it here, okay? So click on this little icon, go to Launchpad and Launchpad space. Let's save it. Now let's get back here. All right, so let's go and search for, so these are the 3 pages that we just created, right? So search for your pages and select and say add. Okay, so now the pages are associated with the space. Okay, save it. And let's say you go to the pages now and you see it is assigned to a space now. And if you take a look at the page, whatever apps were associated in that group that you converted, you will see them here. Okay. Okay. Now, if you see, now let us go, let's assume you have logged in because that role is already assigned to me, right? What you see here is the groups. To change from the groups, your layout from groups to spaces and pages, go to your user ID here, go to settings, go to spaces and pages and say use spaces. Save. And you see this is the space I created. And if you click on this, these are the pages that you converted from the groups, So click on the page. It's taking time to load, I think. One second. This is not the right role. What was the right role? Okay, this is a role. Is that the space? Okay, you see this? Okay. So converting the pages to groups, groups to pages is extremely easy here. Okay, it's a 2-3 step process, nothing more than that. Otherwise, what you would have to do, right? You take a, um, take a group in 2020, for example, right? You will have to take a look at the groups, then to build the page, then you would have to go and drag and drop the tiles into the page, create a different section if you want to, whatever, right? You'll have to redesign it. But in this case, that part of dragging and dropping, creating the page, and you're taking the catalog and picking up the apps, everything, that piece is done by the system itself, by that app itself. Okay, so that's how it is.